Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to change your headlights on a Hyundai Sonata 2011 2T turbo. It's the 2-liter turbo engine, but it doesn't matter. This covers all the Hyundai Sonatas. I believe from 2011 till the current time there is no difference in the type of headlights that these cars use. The chassis is the same. I'm going to use the Hella brand. Here we go, so we can see that. These are H7, type H7 standard headlights, or bulbs I should say, and they're 12 volt 55 watts. Now, obviously the most pertinent reason to change your headlights is one is burned out, okay, so you change it, it's a pretty standard thing to do. I'll show you how to do all of it. Another reason to change your headlights is that over time they degrade, okay. So my car now is approximately 4 years old, and the headlights look a little dim, a little, less than bright. They're starting to degrade, and I'll show you what they look like when I take them out and show you why and what's going on with that. I suggest I'm going to use a set of polyethylene gloves here to handle the bulb, but even then, I'm not going to touch the bulb itself. You want to handle the bulb by the base, okay? In other words, the metal base that it screws into. Do not touch the bulb at all. If you touch the bulb, oils from your hands will go onto the bulb, and then that'll create a hot spot on that bulb. And the temperature difference between the hot spot and the rest of the bulb may cause it to crack or break, in which case it'll fail, in which case you'll need to buy another one. So, number one caution to this is, do not touch the bulb with your fingers, your bare fingers. Use some polyethylene gloves like I'm going to use, or a paper towel or something, and even then just avoid touching the bulb, okay? That's my one big caution on this whole job. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward and quite easy to do. And I'll show you that next. Alright, we have the hood compartment open. The engine is exposed at this point. We're looking at the passenger side of the front of the car, and you'll notice here that the headlight assembly is right here, okay, and here's the rad cap for reference, but the headlights will be behind these two covers right here on this side, between the windshield washer fluid fill. You'll see two little round covers, and they just unscrew counterclockwise. So let's do that. There's one, and there's number two. Okay, so that's how you get the access to the headlight compartment. Then you'll see on the back that there's a connector on them, and they're just friction fit. So you just pull the connector out. There's the one. And there's the other, okay? On my car, the one connector on the inside headlight is green, on the outside is yellow, as you can see. That's the passenger side. Now we'll do the driver's side, which is a little different. Alright, this is the driver's side. And again, we have two cups. There's one here, or covers, and then there's another one here, and the battery right here is in between, which makes my camera angle a little hard to produce, but it's still there. So again, counterclockwise, start with the inner, turn it, out comes the cup or cover, again on this side, counterclockwise, and there we go. Now you have access to the compartment with the lights. So next, just pull the connector off. And on this case, again, green on the inside, as you can see there. It's just, like I said, it's just friction fit, and it goes either way, so it doesn't really matter. And there we go. On the green side, it's on the outside, it's yellow as well. So that's the first step. Take the covers off, disconnect it. Next I'm going to go back to the passenger side, because it's a little easier to film what needs to be filmed, and then you can carry that procedure over to the other bulbs that you need to replace, as it is the same in each case. Alright, now we're looking directly into the housing that holds the lamp, one of them anyways, but they're all identical more or less, just a little bit more of a, you know, gymnastics to get your hand into the outer ones and the inner ones. This is the inner one on the passenger side, but as I said, they're all the same. So you see here, there's a clip holding the bulb. The bulb is a blue part in the center, and there's a clip holding that in, and that clip detaches from this side. Okay, so that on the passenger side, that would be the outer side, and it's the same on either side. It's the outer side, and the way that clip comes off is you push. Wait till my camera focuses again. You push it towards the front of the car, and then you lift up. Okay, and when you do that, it'll release. And to put it back in, it's the exact reverse process. You push it towards the front of the car, and you lower it towards the ground. Okay, so I'm going to do that right now. Push, lift, and there you go. Okay. Next step is pull your blown bulb or your old bulb out, and that just comes out like that. What you can see on this bulb is that there's a little notch on the bottom. So that notch needs to go to the bottom of the housing when you put it back in, okay? So all these bulbs have that notch in the bottom, and as you can see, the housing has a little slot at the bottom where that notch goes, okay? So I'm going to take all these out, then I'm going to show you what they look like and why I'm replacing them, even though they're not blown. And then I'm going to put the new ones back in for you. Alright, here's why I wanted to change my headlights. Not because they're burned out, because they're not burned out. They still work no problem. But the issue is they're starting to get dimmer, and they're starting to get really yellowy as far as light goes, you know, as opposed to bright white, which is what I like. Now, there's the two headlights. This is the you know, standard headlight or headlamp bulb, the one that is used all the time on the car, and this is the high beam right here. Okay, they're both the same bulb as far as the manufacturer's numbers go. It's an H7 either way, but as you can see, the light that gets used the most, the standard low beam headlight or headlamp bulb there, is brown. You can see that it's all brown. You can see that it's discolored. You can see that it has a little black mark there on the top. Not sure whether you can see that or not. There it is. And that compared to the other headlamp, which is the bright or the, you know, high beam, it looks pretty well perfectly fine. There's a little bit of discoloration there, a little brown at the bottom, but not very much at all. So they do wear out the more you use them. Okay, and you know, did I need to replace the high beams? Probably more than likely not. But what the heck, change them all at the same time. Now all these lamps are working, good working lamps, but I think I'm just going to throw away the brown one here and keep this one. Now, if you have touched the glass at all on the bulb itself, I suggest using 91% isopropyl alcohol, not rubbing alcohol, because rubbing alcohol sometimes has other ingredients on it that will deposit on the glass. But 91% isopropyl alcohol and higher will just be isopropyl alcohol and water, and that's it. So it won't deposit anything on the glass when you're done cleaning it. So I suggest using that to clean it off. Okay, so there's why you change your headlights regularly, because they do wear out, and there's the proof of it right there. All right, so next I'll show you how to put the bulbs back in, and we'll be done. Alright, there's the actual outside light assembly, and you can see the bulbs in there and that the lock is down, but that lock is mounted vertically instead of horizontally. You still push the lock, the wire lock in, and then to release it, you move after you pushed it down, you move it towards the outside of the car, and it will come off as well. Okay, I have my polyethylene gloves on, and I'm going to be really careful with this bulb by holding it, and I'm going to hold it by the base primarily, even though I have the gloves on, just to keep any risk from getting anything on this bulb. Okay, best way to open the box is on this package anyway. It's from the top. You want to only touch the bottom or the base of the bulb. Let's do that now. That's what I'm doing. So let me put it in. There it is again. There's a brand new bulb. Notice I'm only touching the base. Notice the notch is towards the bottom of the housing, and it's going to match the notch on there, okay? So let's put it in there. Okay, wait for that to focus again, sorry. There you go, there's the new bulb, seated with the notch at the bottom. Then we take the clip, and as you can see, it forces that bulb in there. Prior to, see, mine just came out a little bit. There we go. Make sure it's seated correctly. Alright, and that is seated correctly. You see that it's in the recess of the socket, not anywhere else. Okay, so then I'm just going to lift the clip, push the clip in, lift it and push it down over the lock. And there it is. Now that bulb is secure and in place and replaced. Now just follow the same procedure on all of them. Okay. Next, of course, connect the connector, the electrical connector there, like that. And then return the cover onto it by screwing it on clockwise. I'll do that. And notice that I'm going counterclockwise to find where it falls in. There we go. Once it falls in, it should turn easily and lock inside. Okay, so counterclockwise to remove, clockwise to lock in. Alright, so that's how you replace your headlights on the Hyundai Sonata 2011 all the way up to the current model. Thanks for watching.